What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Gone Diggin live stream. I am super excited to have everybody in the chat. I'm uh, I'm stoked. Look at everybody in there. I got Aggie Hall, 5280 Adventures, uh, Mike Lyman, Riser's Treasure Hunting. Who else did I see in there? Our guest is already in the chat. K what North Jersey. This is going to be a great show tonight. I'm really excited. I love this guy's channel. He does incredible stuff. You know him as Adventures in Dirt and DK. Ken King is here with us tonight, and without any further ado, we are going to go ahead and bring him on. Let's see if we can get him in there. How we doing, Ken?
Hey man, what's up everybody? How you doing? I'm sitting there watching the chat. It's really great to see all you guys. It's really great. Thank you so much for coming over and supporting this show and Gone Diggin's channel. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm absolutely stoked to have you on here. When I sent you a message, really excited to learn about what you do and all that good stuff. So I'm super glad we can make all this work. Me and Ken have kind of been working on this for a day or two. We had some technical difficulties, but we're up and running without a hitch this evening, and that's
right.
always great doing this kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So you got to start off by just telling me a little bit about yourself. When did you start digging? What made you get into the hobby? Like, the whole 9 yards of all that good stuff.
All right. Well, my real name is Ken King. A lot of you guys know me as DK on my YouTube channel, Adventures in Dirt. I went by DK. It was just something simple. My wife my last name's King. So when my sons started seeing me really get into this, they started calling me, "Oh, you're the Dirt King," and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of corny." And my wife was like, "No, you're more of the Dirt Nerd," So I was like, "Well, I could go with Dirt Nerd, but I'll just go DK, Dirt King, DK. I'll shorten it up." And it's kind of stuck. So yeah, I'm okay with DK. But I'll answer anything really. But yeah, so I've only been detecting for a few years. I've been into gold prospecting for about 5 years, and as long as I can remember, I've always wanted a metal detector. I can remember being a little kid growing up in Northern California and going out to the beaches and really seeing a bunch of old men out there with metal detectors. And my father kind of instilled in me this adventurer's treasure seeker spirit. I mean, he was always one of these guys that would bring stuff home from the dumps and thought he was going to find some treasure and a bunch of junk. He just had that spirit about him. And so yeah, I always kind of wanted one. And when I moved out here to Colorado in 2000, started getting interested in all the mountains around here and being outdoors and all the stuff. And really wasn't into history, to be honest with you. I wasn't into history that much. I was more into just kind of the outdoors and getting around. And then when I started about 5 years ago to get into gold prospecting, a lot of people had metal detectors, and I was like thinking, okay, there we go. But big investment, right? So I started looking online for a Gold Bug 2. And really started trying to see, Craigslist and eBay and whatever I could do to try to find one of those things. And they were always about $750, and I couldn't swing that. So a few years ago, my wife, Christmas time, Black Friday sales, and she sees this fairly inexpensive metal detector. Now, I don't think she knew much about metal detectors and didn't know what they cost or what the values of one or what were the good ones and what weren't the good ones, but she was gracious enough to buy me this metal detector. And I got it, and I was like shocked, and I put it together, and I was like looking at it. Well, the very first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to go online and search videos to find out about this metal detector that she had just bought me. Was it a good one? Was it not a good one? How did it work? And lo and behold, I found a bunch of videos put on by a website called the Hunter GT. Okay, so John over there, he runs the Hunter GT, and it's a great channel. And he had a bunch of videos directed at this machine that my wife had bought me. Now, it used to be called something different. It used to be called the Bounty Hunter Time Ranger. And the one that she bought me was a repurposing of leftover parts and stuff that First Texas Products put together, and they released it as the Titan 9000. And so this is what she got me. But it's the exact same machine as the Bounty Hunter Time Ranger. So I watched all his videos on that, he was saying it's the biggest underdog out there. It's the biggest hidden secret out there. So I got my interest, and he just said it does so many things for its price that it's this big sleeping giant. Like, it's this awesome machine. And I went and went out in my backyard, and first target was actually a 64 Canadian cent.
Oh, awesome.
Second target was a 925 silver ring, about 4 inches down. Can you believe it?
Yeah, well,
what do you think?
People think a bounty hunter, they're like, oh, that's crap, don't buy it, But I see people on the beach with bounty hunters. I see kids having a blast with it.
You can find something with anything, I'm telling you. It had an 8-inch concentric coil. That thing pinpointed like no one's business. It was just dead on with its depth. I could discriminate out all kinds of different ways with it. It had this huge VDI range. It went up to 200.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it had this huge VDI range, and just trying to learn that and everything. It was a lot of fun. But finding that silver ring, I live in the area I live in. The development was only around since around 2000. So it's not like it's old history. It's not old dirt. And I looked at a bunch of maps of what was there before, and there really was nothing there before, not even farmland. Like, it was just barren. So finding that ring was pretty cool. Yeah, I was hooked. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the first signal is always the one that you're like my first thing I ever found was in my parents' yard. And granted, I live in a great place for relics, and it was a 69 caliber round ball. And wow. And I was a kid, like, I never found anything. So I found this musket ball, and I was absolutely floored. So, that first thing, that's what I tell people all the time. All it takes is one, and you'll be a dirt nerd for life, or a relic hunter, or a coin shooter, whatever you call yourself.
Yeah, that was it for me. But I tell you, it was. Then what was the most interesting part is I started doing research, and I started doing research on my local town, my local area, which I knew nothing about. And so that's one of my favorite parts of this hobby, is what you learn by doing all the research, and you're learning about the history of things. I guarantee you right now, I probably know more about the history of my town and what was there before than most people that lived here their whole lives. I'm telling you, I've researched so much on it because I want to know where the circus was held. I want to know where people gathered. I want to know if there were swimming holes around. I want to know, what was going on during the day. And I found this great resource of all these old newspapers dating back to, Colorado really, 1850, 1860, my town was established around 1872 or so. So, not that old, but still I want to know what was going on back then. And just some of the stuff I've learned has been absolutely rewarding in itself. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just checking there.
I see. I'm checking chat. I see some questions coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you want me to take them as I see them, or do you want to kind of chat for a while and then?
No. Just feel them as you see them.
Yeah.
Is the real quick? Is the volume good for you guys out there? Somebody will answer that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So my question.
Yeah, history hound detecting. Awesome.
Yeah. What So obviously you live in a place that's a little bit newer. What resources do you use to make it better?
To do my research and stuff?
Yeah, what resources do you use for maps, or like do you use like the old Sanborn maps or anything like that?
Yeah. Test. There we go. Okay. Got my volume down. Well, I use probably what everyone else uses. I start with Old Maps Online. There's a website called Old Maps Online, and it has topo maps going back about 1904 in my area. And then I found some other topo maps that go back to about 1890. And then, of course, there's historical aerials that everyone uses, and I love that site. I haven't paid for the membership, but I do what everyone else does. I just use the free edition. But some of the the swipe features it has, where you can kind of just swipe back and forth with their little tools in the upper left-hand side and kind of see them blend in what was there before. It's really, really handy, really handy. I've also gone down to City Hall and see what they have. There's also something here at the local university called Sanborn Fire
insurance maps.
Fire insurance maps. Those are the best, man. Those are awesome because those guys wrote down what the name of the stores were. J.C. Penney started in my hometown.
I didn't
and
know
he had one of his original stores there. And I found the map, the Sanborn Fire Insurance map, that had the name of his store, showed exactly where it was. I mean, you can search that and actually find out what the address of it was, but it was it shows exactly what was there, what the structure was made out of, and those are very valuable to me. So I use a combination of all those things, and it kind of creates a picture in my head. And then I also use, like I said, these newspaper articles for finding things that have gone on and where things were happening at. But it also changes too. It changes between whether I'm doing research for my local area, or if then again, like my digging partner Tony over at 5280 Adventures, I see him in there. Thanks for coming, Tony. We've been exploring up into the mountains, and going up in there and trying to find some old silver camps, some old gold camps, because that's probably our best chance of finding really old stuff here, and maybe even a chance of finding some Civil War stuff, because a lot of Civil War veterans would come out of the war and then they went to go work in some of the silver mines and gold mines here in Colorado, and they brought some stuff with them. Cool. So we're researching that, and when we research that, really the topo maps, the old topo maps, are the best way to go. And then going through the assessors, the county assessors department, try to find out who currently owns the land and see if we can contact them and get permission to go on and hunt their property, or if it's forest or whatever, national forest or whatever case may be. But just a combination of everything. You just got to look at everything.
Yeah, it's all the clues to put it all back together, and that's sometimes it's tough, but I guess it could be kind of a bit of a blessing living in a place that's newer, but you could still find some older history in there. Plus, you have something I've always wanted to do, and that's gold prospecting. Maybe you could tell me a little bit about that. Are you a panner? Do you Colorado? Can you dredge?
You can in certain areas. You definitely, if you have a claim, you can. I'm very recreational, so I'm not a big time gold hog, gold guy, but I just love it. It's a lot of fun. So I'm just sluicing and panning, and that's about it. That's about most that I'll have there. So I never got into dredging or high banking or anything like that. Someday maybe. I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun, especially this time of year when it's so hot out. There's nothing would be better than just go spend a day in the river. It's awesome. Matter of fact, Tony and I were supposed to go last weekend at the last day of the Rush to the Rockies hunt that we were at. It ended early on Sunday, and so we had planned to kind of go and spend the rest of the day panning for gold out in the river downstream from where we were camping, and we just didn't get a chance. We were wiped out, man. We were absolutely wiped out, and we both looked at each other and said, nah, let's just we'll hit it another weekend. So, but it's a lot of fun, again, a lot of information online about where to go. Again, research is a big topic when it comes to gold panning. You've got to go to rivers that have found gold in the past, that are gold producing rivers, that are coming from gold producing loads up above. You have to go and make sure you're not on somebody's claim. You got to be able to know how to research that. Right. You have to know who the ownership of the land is, and it's even more confusing than trying to go metal detecting. I'm telling you, it gets pretty crazy.
Yeah, 5280 says you dug way too many coins at Rush in the Rockies. So I used to organize stuff out here, but apparently that was an incredible event.
Yeah, it was. Him and I both belong to the Eureka Treasure Hunters Club here in Denver, and that's a great organization, great club. They do all kinds of great activities, and they're very well organized. And they have this hunt every year, Rush to the Rockies, and we missed it last year, and we said we're going to go this year, and boy, we're sure glad we did. and don't let him fool you. Tony dug probably 3 times or 4 times the amount of coins I dug. He was a madman. It was crazy. I don't know if you saw his video, but if you go over to his channel, 5280 Adventures, you can check that out. But my gosh, did he. And he tokens, you know, they also, like in every hunt field, there was this huge hunt field, and there was like 80 hunters, and they buried like 3,300 coins, silver coins and stuff in each hunt. And there's 5 hunts. And then they put about only 30 tokens out there with numbers on them. And those represented a prize at the prize table. And he was pulling tokens, multiple tokens, every hunt. It was crazy. And he was getting all the goods too, I'll tell you. Yeah.
That is awesome, man. I will absolutely have to go check that out. I like organized relic hunting. I think it's cool whether it's coin shooting or seated hunts or whatever it is, just for the fact that you get to go out and meet new folks. And how many people attended that event?
There was 80 hunters and probably another 15 to 20 organizers or so. So about 100 people were there. So did you adjust my volume? Somebody was saying my volume's a lot higher. Jordan Anderson said that. I can tune it down here on my mic.
Yeah, I can drop it down just a little bit.
I'll keep mine up.
I dropped it down a little bit.
But I'd never done that. I'd never competition hunted like that before. And it truly is a competition. I mean, you have to have a machine that has a fast recovery speed. You just need to open that sucker up and go and swing and run. You know, shorten your rod down so you can actually just bend down and pick up what's there. You don't have to you spend as little time as possible retrieving those finds, and everyone's just going to town. It's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. That's absolutely fantastic. So I think we can. What do you think we can do? Maybe a giveaway?
Yeah, we're going to do a giveaway. Why don't we do this? Let me see. Tell you what, I got something here I want to give away to the folks. Actually got this at the Rush of the Rockies, and I'm going to pass it along to you guys. This is up for grabs. It's a 2017 American Eagle silver round. Where is it at? Can I get it there? There we go.
There you go.
Beautiful coin. Okay, beautiful coin. I should be using gloves, but I'm not. Sorry. Oh, there you go. So we're going to give that away. Nice silver round, 2017 American Eagle. And we're going to give this away to somebody here. Why don't we do a random draw? Okay, everyone, you can hear me? Matt and I are going to watch the chat, and I want somebody to pick a number between 1 and 100. Go.
Oh, this is exciting. So this would be the first
what we're looking
time.
For, Matt, right? I'd already sent Matt a number.
Oh my gosh.
People are getting close.
Oh. Where are we at? Oh my gosh, I don't see it.
I haven't seen it. So once we see it, hope, everyone stop. Everyone stop.
We got it.
Everyone stop. I think we got it, right?
Yes,
so let's
sir,
just scroll back and make sure no one else got it. You got what I'm looking at?
Yes, sir. Okay. I see it.
All right, let's just scroll back. I'm gonna scroll back. Make sure no one else had it. Make sure we didn't miss it here.
Well, all right. So we have a winner.
We do. That's it.
And the winner. So the lucky number was. You want to give it away?
38.
And the winner was Sandy Reiser.
Sandy Reiser.
All right, cool. Congratulations, Sandy.
Awesome.
You have yourself a beautiful, nice...
beautiful silver round 2017 American Eagle. Beautiful, beautiful coin. And if you want, you can email me. Does this come through in the right orientation?
There
it
you
does.
Go.
Email me at dk@adventuresindirt.com, Sandy. And email me how to get this to you, and I will do that for sure as soon as possible. Great job, Sandy.
Yeah. And don't think that's going to be the only one. We will maybe be able to hook you guys up a little bit more after this. So let's talk a little bit about, I guess what we all kind of started learning about your channel for, and that's Adventures in Dirt. and
Yeah.
the weekly kind of update show.
Sure. So I started the YouTube channel, Adventures in Dirt, because of the Hunter GT. He was putting out these videos, him digging in the park and doing these great videos. And I've always been interested in audio video. I've been interested in voiceover stuff once upon a time and all kinds of other stuff. And I thought, I could probably do that. It'd be cool. And I could show my family and all that stuff, and started getting into it, and then it started becoming real interesting. It was like, how well can I make these videos? I mean,
Right.
I'm the kind of guy that if you challenge me, I'll go for it. I'll give you an example. My kids, my boys, they're all older. I have six kids. They're all older, and they listen
You
to
and Jeff
dubstep.
Ford could have a soccer team or a
Yeah,
football
we
team,
could. We
some
could.
sort of team, or play against each other. I think that's what we need to get.
Yeah.
But
So
so
they
I'm
were
sorry.
listening to they were listening to dubstep. I was like, man, I go, I can make that music. They're going, no, you can't, old man. You know what I mean? So I did. I went and I created a false identity, and I created a bunch of dubstep music, and I put it on SoundCloud, and I rose to number 2 in Denver,
Oh wow.
completely anonymous. And they were completely blown away. So I told them, I said, don't ever challenge me, because I like to get into things that I don't know how to do. I went to Napa Valley and ended up coming back and ended up making wine. I learned how to make wine. Now I make wine because it just interested me so much. So I'm always like that. So that's the way it was with making videos.
Okay.
And then then it was like, all right, well, so to do this as well as I can, I really probably should be posting weekly. Well, I'm not finding stuff weekly. I'm not finding stuff worthy of posting weekly. Or so what do I do? So I was just thinking, I was like, I watch all these videos. I wonder if people would give me permission just to pull clips together and show them other people what other people are up to. And that's all really as far as it went. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, or if anybody would give me permission. I mean, you know how it is. You make these things, you create them, you drive yourself crazy, making them as perfect as possible, and they become like your little babies. Well, the first group I reached out to, Hoover Boys, Aqua Chigger, Digger Don, all these big names, they all gave me the thumbs up. And I was like, wow, blown away. And so once I did that first episode, now I had something to show others that said, hey, here's what I kind of want to do. Would you give me permission to use yours? And here's what I'm going to do with it. And then it just took off. And it just it snowballed into just keep going, keep doing them. Then the more I realized how much people liked them, I was like, yeah, that is a really cool idea. I think let's just keep pushing it further. Problem is trying to keep it all condensed down to a watchable video. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you feature the Quarter Hoarder or Plug Master 4. There's a pile of folks in the chat you feature their videos, and they do incredible content. So how do you pick out like that big of a video that's
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20 minutes long when you're like, you
Yeah.
got to go see all of this stuff, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, it was my decision. That's actually kind of a curse now, to be honest with you. I decided to call it the Weekly Dirt. I thought that was a catchy name. The Weekly Dirt. Hey, it's a weekly show, but I also stuck to the principle of I would only show videos from the previous week. That way, it truly would be the Weekly Dirt. Hey, this is what's happening this week. Almost like there was an old show called Talk Soup, similar to
Oh
that.
yeah,
Kind of
absolutely.
what was going on that week on the internet. Well, this is what's going on this week in the world of metal detecting. At least my world of metal detecting. I get grief for that all the time. Where people, oh, I found something better sometimes. And yeah, I'm sure you did, but this is the things that I watch. So first I have to be subscribed to your channel. I subscribe to over 460 channels right now.
Wow.
And then throughout the week, things are catching my eye. And if I don't have them selected by Friday, comes Friday night, I'm watching a lot of video usually. And I'm watching through a bunch of stuff. And I just things that catch my eye, things that just catch my eye. So I'm not trying to pick out the best finds. I'm trying to it's something that would interest somebody else or emotionally affect somebody else. Like, whoa, like when you found that gold coin, man, that was like perfect because of your excitement. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was infectious, and I was like, man, I got to feature that. Not only is it a good gold coin, which is an awesome find, but your excitement around it, I think we could all relate to.
Well, what I personally like is that is that you don't just stick with one genre. It's everything from Civil War relics to hunting in England or Scotland, UK, or California beach hunting. And I think that's really cool for the hobby because it shows that, hey, there's just not one type of metal detecting, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's really, really cool. And I think I think the only way that you're gonna bring this hobby up and more to the forefront is to bring us all together. And I think you do a fantastic job of that.
Yeah, thanks. I'm sitting here reading the comments, cracks me up.
Yeah.
Adventure archaeology, has anybody ever said no to me? I won't name names, but there's been 2 channels that have said no, that they didn't. They gave me a range of dates that I could pull videos from, and they didn't want me to pull any more dates after that. So that's not going to work for my format, because if you're not posting all the time, I'm not going to see it. Or if you're not, let's say you're somebody that posts once a month. Well, that week I'll see your video. I'll probably see your video. So I'm not playing favorites. I'm not trying to find, anything. I will tell you, I will be honest with you, because I'm an honest person. Last week before the rush to the Rockies, I was slammed. I was just really slammed. I didn't have much time to watch many videos, so I had to get something out. And so what I did is I just went to a few big channels and saw what they were doing this week, grabbed them, threw them on there. It actually turned out to be awesome because they found some great stuff. But it's one of those things where I try to feature smaller channels the more I can, because we all need that exposure, and they're finding just as great stuff as some of the bigger channels. But I also throw in the bigger channels because it's our community. They do a great job of it. I'm a real big fan of people that produce great videos. I'm a real big fan of Green Mountain Metal Detecting. I'm a real big fan of Dr. Tone's 24K. The people that do great cinematography and great editing and great music editing, I'm just a big fan of that. So my eyes are always drawn to that. But even people that aren't up to that type of level produce great videos. It takes effort to go out there and find these things, have the guts to put it on film, edit together, and put it out there for people to see. So as long as that's happening, I'm going to continue to feature what I find interesting. And that's
absolutely. It. Now, could only like your channel just a little bit more if you just threw a very quick, brief blip of some dubstep into your next video. Maybe at the end, that's fine. I want to hear what the number 2 dubstepper in Denver sounds like.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, the small channel thing is hard. I mean, we're both, I would say, pretty lucky, we've worked really hard to get to this point. You hit 1,000 last week, and I hit 1,000 the week before. And man, the work to get to 1,000 subscribers is what most people don't realize, is that it's fairly difficult work. It
is. It is, just to keep putting out stuff that people want to see, that people think is fresh and new. I mean, when I put out these shows, I'm like going, wow, how much longer are people really going to want to see this? I said, it's just sort of the same thing. So I'm always thinking, should I change it? If you notice, I'm always asking questions. Hey guys, what are you thinking of the format or whatever? Because I'm always thinking, should I change it? Should I not change it? And instead of changing the Weekly Dirt, I think I'm just coming up with other ideas. Like I've got this idea to do Digger Spotlight. It's going to be a monthly interview show, similar to what you're doing right here, that I'm going to feature prominent diggers, bring them in. We'll do questions. You can send questions in ahead of time. We can have them prepped and prepared. We'll do trivia. We'll do whatever we want to do. I'm gonna try and put that together, and I'm only gonna do that once a month because it takes a lot of time, to do these things. So instead of changing the Weekly Dirt, I think I'm just gonna start adding a couple more things if I can, on top of trying to do more digging videos, of course. Past couple times I've gone out, I videotaped that rush to the Rockies. My plan was to put out a great video for that, but when I got home, my mic had malfunctioned, so I had muted sound, muffled sound, and I had nothing I could do with it. So I decided to scrap that idea.
Right. Well, and that's what happens. That's the hard part of producing these videos. History Hound said he's going to go Google dubstep.
You can. Let me explain. I'll preface this. I rose to number 2 in Denver on SoundCloud because what happens is when you're new and you put out something fresh and you get a lot of activity around it, like people are visiting it and viewing it, and your view velocity goes up, you get pushed up the scale. Right. I can tell you I dropped really fast. So I am not currently number 2 in Denver. I can tell you that I'm probably not even on the charts right now because I think I did 3 songs and then I stopped doing it. I just wanted to prove a point. But
So
uh,
so how long have you been doing the Weekly Dirt for?
I'm coming up on my 48th episode, and I think I started it just about a year ago or so. I can't remember the exact date, but yeah, coming up on my 47th episode. I just hit some great milestones on my channel. I just hit 80 videos posted. I hit 40,000 views and 1,000 subscribers all within the same week. So it
Wow,
was like
that's
this
incredible.
cool kind of trifecta of, all that stuff coming together. So I was really proud of that because, like you said, it is a lot of work,
Yeah,
but you
that's a
really
tremendous
can't do
amount. You're
anything with
editing
it.
and
Yeah, with everyone here watching, I mean, I can't even explain my appreciation for these people that have come to kind of know on the internet. I mean, there is a kind of a tight community. There's a broader community, and then
Mhm.
there's a core of people that kind of are really active on YouTube videos and chats and live streams, and a lot of them are here right here. I'm seeing a lot of them. So I really do appreciate you guys doing the support, giving me the support you have over this past year. It's been
Y-
awesome.
You know what I can attribute that to is as much we had the most live viewers at one time on one of my live streams ever, and I can only attribute that to you. We've had 39 in the chat at one time, and
Oh,
that
that's
is
cool. Excellent.
absolutely
Excellent.
cool.
Yeah, excellent. Thank y'all for coming over. I see Plugmaster Ford. I see Earl from Virginia, Zero Discrimination. K What's here. Sandy Reiser, of course. B3 Relic Recovery just came in. Uh, Adventures in History. I'm going to call out some of these people. Adventure Archaeology. Mike Howell's here. 5280 Adventures. I saw History Hound earlier. Wes Stringer's in the house. That's awesome. Deuce Digger. Awesome. Quarter Horrors here. Hey, guys, I really appreciate you guys coming on and just showing some support. If I don't get all to your questions, I'm sorry. We're trying to see what we can see here, but yeah.
The
Yeah, so yeah, that's how I kind of started the channel, and that's kind of came up with the Weekly Dirt thing, and so it's going pretty cool.
yeah, it's fantastic. So, any chance you'll do like a annual, like the best of the Weekly Dirt, like a year wrap up sometime at the end of the year, or
Hmm.
I don't,
Um,
not to put any
yeah.
pressure on you, but I mean, I don't.
No, I got some things in the works. I got some things in the works. I'm not really ready to talk about them yet, but yeah,
Well, I don't
something,
want to push you
something,
to.
something kind of year end related. I just got to put it together and get more time into it, and develop it a bit,
Yeah, I got
and
you.
then maybe I'll release that. But yeah, something similar to that is definitely. I've been thinking about doing is actually releasing some kind of thing on maybe on some of my other social media. Um, Kind of giving people a breakdown of each episode and who's featured in each episode. You know what I mean? So that almost like a table of content somewhere. So that if you wanted to go back and watch all the episodes that had Court Order in or something, you could do that. Or if you wanted to go watch all the episodes that had Green Mountain metal detecting in or whatever, you could do that.
Yeah.
Because that's not published anywhere. But I compiled it for last year's year end kind of Happy New Year episode I did with the blooper reels. And at the end of that, I kind of listed all the channels that I've featured over the past year. And it was pretty impressive to me. I didn't even, you don't get a flavor for that until you see it rolling up the screen. You're like, wow, that's a lot of channels I've featured, and, and, it's justified. People are putting out great stuff. So
Yeah, absolutely. So how about we'll do who wants a Gone Digging t-shirt? We'll do that. How about that? Does that sound
I
good?
do.
You want a Gone Digging t-shirt? I tell you what, I'll send you a Gone. Send him a Gone Digging t-shirt, and I'll give a Gone Digging t-shirt um, to someone in the chat. So, and this is cool. We thought of a few things before. Actually, Ken did a really good job of thinking this stuff up. But I want to know where Adventures in Dirt's first YouTube where he was digging at. If anybody in the chat can answer that, I will give you a Gone Digging T-shirt right here. It's
ooh,
it's got my Gone Digging logo on it, same as on my cup here. So all you have to do is answer where the first place Adventures at Dirt, and not specifically state-wise, um, but like location. Do I have size circus tent?
Plug master.
Um,
Some great answers. I knew we were going to get some good answers on this.
yeah, this
Everyone's
is gonna
out
be good.
Googling. Everyone's jumping over to my YouTube page right now is what they're doing.
So, if he's in
Oh,
his backyard, we already got that earlier. Um, he's gonna 50. I don't know if 5280 can participate in this, can he? He may have some inside knowledge. So, yeah, I have all sizes, small through whatever size you need.
Well, we did get a good answer. We did get a right answer in there.
Did we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
So, and who was that got that? Colonial Fiend. Is that what you
Colonial
got?
Fiend. Yeah, if we're excluding Tony because he's my digging partner,
He knows.
he was probably
send
with me.
Tony-
No, he
I'll
wasn't
send you
that
two.
day, but
I'll be generous. Colonial Fiend got it. It was a.
Mike was
sports
close,
park.
but yeah, it was a sports park, city park, or sports field. Yep.
Yep.
So we'll go with Colonial Fiend. Colonial Fiend.
So Colonial Fiend, if you look in my about section, or I'll send you a message on YouTube after the stream's over, and I'll get you a T-shirt sent out. So awesome.
Very cool. Excellent.
So
Hey, you guys
I
want
guess
another
we have-
trivia question out there? Here, check this out. Putting the. I'm just start reading these off. There's no prizes. There's no prizes associated with these. You guys just do this in the chat and see what you think. What YouTube channel is known for its quote? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, 1776. What channel is that? You guys have a clue?
I bet it'll.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they're.
delay, it'll take time.
I bet most of the people are. There you go. 5280 said the Hoovers.
All right.
Um,
That is it.
And I like doing this stuff as much as I like watching the stuff. I don't watch TV anymore. I watch YouTube digging videos, and it drives my wife insane.
There you go.
What's the next one we got there?
We got. Do you have it there?
Yeah. What channel's tagline is "Saving History"? This is one of my favorite channels. When I first started watching YouTube, that's who I started watching. His tagline is "Saving History."
Yeah, I got a story about him,
Oh, do you?
and it involves this bad boy.
Oh, yeah. So that's the other thing. There you go, SC Digger. I love his channel.
There it is.
It's great stuff.
There it is.
So I was actually going to ask you, what do you? So I guess you dig with the T2, huh?
Well, sometimes
Yeah.
I do. I won that T2 with SC Digger's 10,000 sub giveaway.
No way.
SC Digger had a 10,000 sub giveaway, and he gave that away, and I was the lucky winner. He randomly chose me to win a T2. I couldn't believe it. Here's that old, not old, but here's that bounty hunter time ranger, now called the Titan 9000. So big old head on this thing, 8-inch concentric coil. This is what I started with. That thing works, still works just great. But after that, I kind of switched over to, I was doing a lot of research. I know I wanted to buy a new one, and I was really looking into the F70 by Fisher.
Okay.
And then these came along. This is a Technetics Patriot.
Okay.
And this is basically my main machine. It's basically an F70 that Technetics took, and they put soft buttons on it instead of hard buttons. But all the guts and everything else is Fisher F70. Great double D coil. It's a really cool machine. This thing can be set up so many different ways. That's what I like about it. And this is my main machine. I take this thing everywhere and can set it up however I want to set it up. And the T2 is really going to be my relics machine. It's got a real big iron range on it. If I hunt DIV, I'll probably bring this thing and tune it into wide open. It's not a PI machine, but it's the best thing I'm going to have for something like DIV. I've seen people go out there and have some luck with it running it wide open. So this is a great machine. It's got a real high-end iron range to it, and boy, I love it. And you can't beat the price. I was really fortunate to win that. That was crazy.
Yeah, yeah, you can't
Crazy.
beat that at all. That is absolutely fantastic. And I don't know much about the Fishers or the Technetics. I've hunted around some guys who had them, but we hunt a lot of power line plate interference areas, and from what I
Yeah.
understand is they don't do super well with that, but probably with some more
No.
experience you do just fine.
No, but the Patriot is awesome
Patriots,
with that and any kind of other interference. Like when I was doing that competition hunt this last weekend up at the Rush of the Rockies, people were sitting next to me with CTX 3030s, and my machine was interfering with theirs right away. Well, it's got a frequency shift on it. It's got like 8 different frequencies I can go up and down on the Patriot with, hit a button, and no more interference for them. Same thing with EMI. If I'm in big EMI space, I hit change the frequency up and down, and it kills it and it just takes it away. So History Hound Detecting says, did you have ever had any issues with YouTube flagging my videos because you're using clips from other channels? Nope. Ben, I haven't had that issue. I've been flagged for other reasons, same as everyone else back when it was really, really heavy there for a while when they were just flagging everyone. And you're like, what did I do? What did I do? But not for using other people's channels. It's pretty interesting. Everyone, like I said, everyone's been really gracious.
yeah.
Sorry. Everyone's
I
been
saw
really
some.
gracious about giving me permission.
I saw some other ones in the earlier. One relic or find that you always wish you could. What's your top bucket lister?
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's probably not going to be found around here. I've got a lot of friends over in the UK, and my dream is to go over there and hunt. That's to me that's real history, or long, a lot of history. There's plenty of history here in the States, but my dream is to go over to the UK and find something of Roman or Iron Age nature or time period, like a Roman brooch or something. I think that's right towards the top of my, Iron Age axe head or something. Yeah, that'd be right at the top, right at the top.
Find
Probably
that.
even higher than a gold coin. I know gold coin is the standard, and you lucky dog you found. I still can't believe you found
Well,
one.
you
I
could always
saw
go there and find you one of the, they call them the Celtic staters. Is that right? Those
staters.
gold.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That
Little
I
John
think
metal
that
detecting
would
found an
that would
amazing one.
knock it
Yeah.
off the charts.
Yeah, I mean, anything over there, that's a Roman or old or a gold stater or something. It goes back to, Saxon period. Oh man, it just would blow my mind. I don't know what I'd do. I don't know what I'd do. But over here, probably, I still haven't found things like a seated anything. I haven't really gotten to the 1800s here on the coins that I found. I did find some old oil lamp parts at a 1890 farm I was digging that were patented in 1834. So that was kind of cool. That's about the oldest thing I've found around here. Most of the stuff is 1900 and forward that I've found so far. So
I
yeah,
got you.
but Roman, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Not
I would.
asking for too much, right?
Well, yeah, that's probably my biggest. Wes asked me what was next on my list. I don't have a list. I just have I feel like I'm lucky to be able to go out every day and find something. So
Yeah.
I've been pretty successful this year, but any sort of Roman or maybe if I had a bucket list, it would be a hammered English silver. That's what I want, like a Elizabeth.
Yeah,
You,
man, that's
you
on my
know,
list too. Absolutely, absolutely. Now, of course, I'd love to stumble on a big old silver hoard like old Jeff and Wes did. Yeah, just amazing, amazing discovery there. My gosh, but that would be awesome too. But the bucket list is pretty big. I mean, it's anything at this point. Let's just keep finding stuff and
yeah,
keep knocking stuff out.
yeah,
So,
absolutely, man. We say we do one more giveaway.
yeah, let's do another giveaway. Um, how
This has
about I
been
give
a
away one of
giveaway
these?
rich evening.
Check this out. How about a weekly dirt shirt? Anybody out there want a weekly dirt shirt? Anybody out there fans of the weekly dirt want to represent the show? I'm going to give one of these black t-shirts away. Again, if you win, you're just going to have to email me your mailing information, and I'll go ahead and get that made and sent right out to you. Let me see. Last time I sent something away was the last giveaway I had, and Jeff Ford actually won a hoodie that I put together. So we're actually going to do a trivia question for this t-shirt, right? Weekly Dirt t-shirt. So first person with the correct answer. Yeah.
Side note is that Jeff Ford's the luckiest man to ever stand upright.
I'll second that. I'll second that. Hey, I'm glad you like it, Jeff. I see you love your hoodie. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you like that. Let me find the question we were going to use here.
Oh, this is cool. Again, this is Ken's idea because I'm not this inventive in giveaways, but man, this is awesome.
Yeah. So in 1874, there's an inventor named Gustav Trove. He developed actually the first metal detector, but shortly after that, in 1881, Alexander Graham Bell made a metal detector. Tell me why he had to make a metal detector. Why did he make a metal detector? First answer wins the shirt. In 1881, Alexander Graham Bell made a metal detector, and there's a specific reason why he made it.
So you guys...
Ding, 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 ding. Kinda.
Yeah, see, everybody.
There you go. How specific do we want to get here, Matt?
Iffy Signals just got it that fast.
Yeah.
He gave a 2-part answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Wes was close, but he was a little vague. Adventures in History was.
He got it too. I think even Iffy Signals.
Iffy Signals? All right.
To find a silver
history. That's awesome. All right, we're going to give it to Iffy Signals. Adventures in History, boy, you were so close. You definitely had it. That's true. Yeah, President James Garfield got shot by an assassin, and they had to try to locate the slug, and Alexander Graham Bell had seen this invention from Gustav, and so he just tried to fashion one himself real quick, real shrewd, to try to locate the slug in President Garfield, and they were unsuccessful. And Garfield actually died of his wounds. But
Adventures in History says it was unsuccessful because the springs in the bed gave it a false signal.
Wow, great false. This first was that the first. First incident of a false signal. Yikes. Sorry, I'm making light of it, man, but I know it's a terrible time, man. But Iffy Signals, I'll tell you what, let's show this again. This is my email address. If you can go ahead and send me an email, iffysignals to dk@adventuresindirt.com. Send me your shirt size, send me a mailing address. I'll go ahead and get that out to you. Absolutely. Great job.
So, well, we've made it past. We're right at the hour mark. We generally try to shoot for 45 minutes. If you guys have any other questions for DK, I'd love to hear them. It was, this has been so far. I mean, this has been fantastic. I
appreciate you having me on for sure.
Yeah, this is fantastic, man. I love your channel. Thanks for coming on. We'll see if anybody else has any. What do you do? He's a part-time dubstep artist.
That's it. That's more hip hop,
right? On the ones and twos.
That's it. All I did is grab a bunch of clips and looped them, and put everything together. I even made a video for one of them. So, I'll have to put that on one of my videos for sure. Actually, I build things, Jeff. I'm in commercial construction. I'm a drywall contractor. I'm actually a project manager. We just finished building the Colorado State University football stadium. Right now I'm building a huge hotel in Aspen, Colorado. We built a big hotel out at Denver Airport. If you ever come through Denver Airport, DIA out there, you'll see this huge hotel attached to the airport. We built that, and that's kind of what I've been doing for the past 32 years or so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So,
handball on the side. That's funny.
What I think I can do is I can speak for everybody else here and say thank you for coming on the show. You've been a fantastic guest, entertaining, and I can only say I hope we can do this again sometime.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I did want to mention one more thing before we go. Is August 2nd. I think it's a Thursday. I'll be appearing on Relics Radio with Diggin with 7 and Tennessee Jeff. There's stuff all over my social media with that, but I'll also be putting it some announcements. The last Weekly Dirt has an announcement at the end of it. And probably in the next couple of weeks, I'll be putting one in every week's episode, just a reminder for y'all to go tune into that. Also, that's a great show as well. And come on over there and say hello. And there's a little chat thing over there as well. So I did want to mention that I'll be appearing there as a guest as well on August 2nd, Thursday, with Relics Radio, Digging with 7, Tennessee Jeff. But hey, Matt, thanks so much, man. Thanks so much for having me on. I really appreciate you thinking of me to bring me on here. Love your channel, man. You're always doing some great stuff. So I'll be watching. And the rest of you also, hey, you guys keep digging, keep making videos, keep putting them out, and I'm watching. I'm watching. If there's something you guys think I really need to see, if there's something I really need to be paying attention to, because I don't see it all, right? Send me an email. Send me an email. D.K. adventuresindirt.com. Just send me an email or leave me a comment in a previous, every comment I see and I try to respond to. So let me know what's going on out there. But thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close out the show, and I'm just going to put you over to the side here for a second, and we will keep going. All right. So, man, absolutely fantastic guy. Excellent guest. Make sure you go over to Relics Radio. Check DK out. Down below in all of the in the comments and the description, I put all of his social media. He's got a great Facebook group. His YouTube channel's on there. Everybody knows him in here. He's got an Instagram, Twitter, all that fancy social media stuff in there. It's I love his show. He does great work. Make sure you go check DK out on Relics Radio with Tennessee Jeff and Digging with 7. I appreciate everyone who's come and showed up to the live stream tonight. We'll do it again next week with Gary Penta. If you haven't looked up Gary Penta, he does all these really cool miniatures, and I'll have an awesome giveaway next week as well. So until next time, I hope everybody has a good week. Get out there, swing a coil, find some great history, and thanks for watching Gone Digging. We'll see you next time.